So now where do I grab on during the...
When we're steering, when
Okay.
you're steering it, you'll be here. But if
Okay.
you feel that you want to hang on, most people
Just-
want to hang on because there's no sides.
Right.
The frame is a really good spot, like right
Okay.
here, anywhere along the frame, or the back of the seat is fine.
Okay.
Once we get in there and we're flying real smooth and mellow, you'll probably feel very comfortable putting your hands on the control
Okay.
bar. But I won't rush that at all.
Okay.
I'm just worried about this hair. Is
Oh.
that bothering you at all?
It's fine.
Okay, cool. All righty, so let's get this thing started up.
All right.
You're the guinea pig.
I'm the guinea pig.
It's
I like to be the guinea pig.
It's actually smoother earlier, so if anything, your flight is going to be a tiny bit smoother than
All right.
yours, okay? Clear prop. That's a good sign, huh?
Yes, it is. Antenna's on.
So I'm required by the FAA to make sure that you know how to operate a seatbelt. I'm pretty sure that you've got seatbelts down, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, I'm also required, just like when you get on a big airliner, they tell you what to do in an emergency.
Okay.
If you're ever going to have an emergency in an airplane, you could choose it. This would be the one you'd want to choose. This is a hang glider with wheels, and if it's flown carefully by the pilot, which I will, I'll always have a good area I could just go land in.
Okay.
Because these are expensive and they have really, really good engines, it's unlikely we'll have an emergency. But if we have an emergency, just leave your seatbelt on. I would go land.
Okay.
We actually even have a rocket-deployed parachute to bring down the whole aircraft if we need to.
Okay.
This aircraft can be flown from the front or the back seat, so now you're going to feel a bar at your feet move while I
Okay.
steer. Just kind of let it move.
Okay.
There you go. I got them on video as we're going out. Dillingham, Airborne 3, Papa Alpha from the hangars to glider port. So they'll end up here on the patio.
Okay.
We'll go down here, we'll check a few things before we take off.
Okay.
And the takeoff's pretty exciting because this is a very fast little aircraft. We'll get going about 60 miles an hour within just a few
Wow.
seconds, and then we'll get in the air. And then I'm going to fly out over the shoreline, and we're going to go out there to that nice sunny, smooth spot and get you settled into the aircraft, see how you like it. That way we're real close to the airport. It's very rare, but if you wanted to come back, you could just come back, but I don't think
Okay.
you will. Paradise Helicopters, you up? That company is called Paradise Helicopters.
Okay.
So nobody's listening to us yet. Our oil temperature on our engine has to be at 50 degrees, and it's shown right here. See where it says OT 35? 36 now. So we'll be on the ground in a few minutes, but again, this isn't going to count against your flying time. When we take off, I'll make sure...
Traffic 111 is on center runway on approach in 26.
I'll make sure that we're in the air more than a half an hour if you're having a good time.
Okay, great.
So I'm going to turn, you'll feel that bar move. This aircraft is used for instruction from the very first flight on, so that's why that bar moves. The instructor very frequently is in the back. Is in the back seat, usually by about the second or third flight with the same student, and that way we can steer from the back seat. That's why it's moving.
So do you give lessons here to people also?
This is a lesson right now. It actually counts.
Well, okay.
It counts towards a pilot's license, but yep, we can take people all the way to having their pilot's license.
Okay.
So see how cool that helicopter is right there?
That's very cool.
Yep. He does not have as good a view as you're going to have out of this thing.
Okay.
Now we have two electrical systems on our aircraft. All good aircraft have two electrical systems. I'm going to reach underneath your leg here and just turn off one.
Okay.
Dillingham 4 Papa Alpha, we're at the pole, straight in landing ladder port, rotary traffic in sight.
Alright, so we're all set to go on that. Your seatbelt's comfortable, chin strap's good. My wife's coming in to land.
All right.
Take a look at the camera on the left. We're going to get a nice photo. You can even give it a big shocker or something if you want. There we go. And Dillingham, 3 Papa Alpha, hold short at the glider port for departure to the west. So you can see my wife come in.
Okay.
Forget, put the other runway, forget.
Yeah, there's some vehicle down there at 26.
Yeah, got it.
So how long do we taxi before we actually go up?
I'm going to just taxi to the beginning of the runway over there.
Okay.
So that when we get in the air, we can actually turn before some houses I don't want to make noise over. And it gives your paparazzi over here a good view of your takeoff and gives you a chance to get some photos. But you can watch my wife come in and you'll see her do a landing. I think she's going to come in and land right now.
Okay.
She's got the most hours of any female powered hang glider instructor in the world. She's got about 3,000 hours.
Wow.
She's a skydiver, a hang glider pilot, a base jumper, and a certified Rotax mechanic.
Wow.
So you just have to kind of shift the weight back and forth, just like that as you keep coming in. Look how it's, level the wing is.
It's very smooth, actually.
Yep.
Smooth landing.
Oh, she's sweet. She does a good job. And Dillingham traffic, 3 Papa Alpha, short back taxi to Glatterport and then departing to the west on Glatterport runway. This poor frog. I thought he was sleeping until it was the third day.
Okay.
So again, you just kind of keep me informed on how you're feeling, but I will try to make it a very, very smooth, very fun introductory flight with no pressure. As far as how much you fly or not, that's not important. You having a good time is important. I'm just going to turn the wheel a little bit more.
Okay.
Are you ready to have some fun?
I hope so.
All right.
Hope the acceleration's not
I think you're going to have a good time.
Okay.
Dillingham, 3 Papa Alpha on the roll. That's about 30 miles an hour. That's 40. That's 50.
Okay.
And we're about to lift off, and your paparazzi's over there on the tower.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Isn't that
oh,
cool?
wow. Oh, wow.
Now, this is as bumpy as it'll get because there's trees right there, and when the wind hits the trees, it causes bumps.
That is just awesome.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
All right. That's
My God, and that's a very quick takeoff, too.
Yep.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Welcome to my office.
I am jealous.
Cool.
I am jealous.
So, the cockpit, again, since it moves freely, is going to want to stay very right side up like you are in right now.
Okay.
See, I'm in a turn right now, and the cockpit really isn't even banked over like it does in an airplane.
Okay.
There's a nice little swimming hole right there if you decide that you want to come over to the beach while they're doing their flight. But that's a really good place where fresh water comes in and keeps the coral from growing.
Okay.
All right, so how do you like it so far?
It's great. Wow. No,
So-
it's completely smooth. This was smoother than when I went with my friend, I would say, in the four-seater.
There's a couple reasons for that. One is a lot of pilots in regular airplanes don't try to get out early in the morning.
Yeah, we went in the middle of the day.
That's the worst time.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing is every time your wing moved, your cockpit moved at equal distance because they're rigidly attached. You can see my wing bouncing around a little bit, and it doesn't move the cockpit at all in light bumps, and it only moves it a little bit in steep bumps. Now watch this. It's such a bird-like wing that if I pull our weight over to the right-hand side, it will stay in a right-hand turn even if I don't hold on. Got a little bump to bump me out of it, but pretty cool ride, right?
Yes,
As far as, just the way this airplane rides is really nice. And whether you even take the controls or not, it will count towards a pilot's license because getting the guts to get in the aircraft is already a big deal, okay? And then we talk about what we do during the whole flight. It's not like a bus tour. So you're going to learn as much about flying as you're going to see about the North Shore. Give me a big smile over here, girl. Nice. So you were the guinea pig. How do you feel about being the guinea pig?
I hope they do it too. This is great. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, well, being nervous is part of the fun of doing a lot of things.
Definitely.
But,
well, a lot of it is just you don't know what to expect 100%. That's the thing.
So they're gonna appreciate hearing your feedback. So to stop a right turn in a hang glider, you pull your weight over to the left and then kind of push it away from the right. See how the wing level's out? And that's all I'm going to be doing most of the flight, or you're going to be doing, is moving the bar left or right.
Okay.
It's not that different than turning a steering wheel. The only real trick is to try not to pull the bar towards you.
Okay.
And I'll fly it just a little longer out towards the point where it'll even get even smoother. It'll give you a little bit longer time to check in and kind of see what I'm doing. But basically, if you're going to the left and you want to stop it, you got to move your weight away from the left over towards center or over towards the right. And there's nothing that you can do to turn us upside down. I'm right here to keep us safe. But you can see, even with my hands off of the control bar, I'm not doing this to impress a pretty girl. I'm doing this because I do this to all of my big, fat, ugly boy students as well, to show them that the aircraft is stable and that you can relax in it and start to trust it, okay? How do you like the view in a powered hang glider?
It's beautiful.
So I recommend that you also get into checking out hang gliding, and I think Albuquerque, New Mexico, in addition to having ballooning, is a good place for hang gliding as well.
I've seen hang gliders there on Sandia Peak.
That's a famous hang gliding place. So if you like this, non-powered is just as cool in a different way. Now, give me a look over here at this camera over here. I've got a nice photo. Now the reason we're in a right turn is I pulled our weight over to the right. You can actually see over to the other side of the island. That's the west coast over there.
So what is this dome over there?
This is the Kaina Point Satellite Tracking Station. It's real important for our military. I don't know if it gets involved in any of the astronaut stuff like shuttles, but it definitely receives spy photos from our cameras and stuff on our satellites and things like that. Now see how there's white caps over here? This is the windier side of the North Shore, this stretch of coast right here. I want to point out something when you look over this way. See how there's no white caps? The whole west coast is protected from the wind by these mountains. But it's really kind of interesting. Right now we're in very smooth air, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, definitely.
But the water is a little bumpy on this side. On the other side, the water is smooth, but the air is bumpy because the wind hits this mountain and gets disrupted on the back side. That's why we're flying on this side of the mountain. It's the smooth side. And when you go hang glide, when the wind comes in, it hits the mountain and goes up. It's very smooth like this. So this is the kind of flying you wanted. You didn't want a bunch of bumps, right?
Yeah.
Good. You can see the airport. We took off less than 5 minutes ago. Look how far you are. The other really cool thing about this aircraft is we go much faster than you realize because the view is so expansive. It seems kind of slow in this.
So we're going 70 miles an hour, is that?
Yep.
It seems slower than
we were going this way. The aircraft was making 70 miles an hour. And we had about 10 or 15 mile an hour wind at our back. We came down here at about 80 miles an hour.
So then before we took off, we got up to about 60, is that?
Yep. Okay. Exactly. So you can see how relaxed it is to fly a hang glider in this smooth air. And even if we get any bumpy air, the bar will bounce around a little bit, but not much. Once we get out here to the point, I'll have you put your hands on the controls with me when we fly back the other direction.
Okay. Sounds good.
How's this for a view of the western tip of Oahu?
This is great. I mean, I don't see how you can get any of a better view.
No?
Any other way.
So it gives you an idea that if you wanted to get into powered hang gliding, what the view would be in Albuquerque too. It would be phenomenal.
So you got into this in the Bay Area, you said?
I've hang glided in the Bay Area, but I started in the Southern California area.
Okay. Because I actually hadn't heard of powered hang gliding before I learned about this. I mean, I've heard of just the regular.
Yep. And you can see it's a hang glider wing.
Right.
It's a little bit stronger and heavier hang glider wing, but it's exactly like a hang glider wing. Now to do a left turn, I'm going to pull our weight over towards the left.
Okay.
I'm going to give the wing a second or two to change its shape. It's the most bird-like wing in the world. Okay. It's also a much more bird-like experience flying a hang glider or a powered hang glider than any other type of aviation because we are moving the wing directly. No other aircraft do you do that. See how calm the water is down there? It's all protected by this mountain from the wind. Now we're not allowed to fly through the clouds, so we're going to stay underneath them for a little while. But before we leave here, I want to take one photo of you looking up here. You can give me a shock if you feel comfortable letting go with one hand or a thumbs up. There you go, girl. Nice. Now the air is not perfectly smooth here. I'm going to move out just a little bit and see if I can find a little smoother air.
Okay.
Just know that there's nothing that you can do that will endanger us. And I'm just showing you how to steer. And all you do to steer is move our weight left or right. So go ahead and put your hands right next to mine. We won't do anything for a little bit. You just feel what I do, but I'm just basically kind of enjoying the view right now, looking around. I'm checking my instruments. And if the wind bumps us one way or the other, then I'll correct for it. See how it kind of bumped us to the left? From the back seat, what I do, put your left hand on the inside like mine is. Just go right like mine is.
Oh, like this.
And keep that one where it is. You're going to push away from the left and pull to the right. And then once you get the turn going, if you're more comfortable, you can put your hand back like that. And that's how you do a right-hand turn in a hang glider. And smile while you're doing it. We're going to do a complete turn, and I'm just here holding on with you.
Okay.
But don't hold on real tight. Hold on real relaxed. You can even let go with your hands, and it'll stay in this turn. That's my job, is to teach you.
Oh, so you're sort of coasting a little bit.
You're coasting right in a turn because it basically will hold itself banked like a bird.
Okay.
Once you get the turn going, unless we get a big bump of air, it will stay in the turn that you set.
Okay.
So that makes it even easier to learn how to fly this thing.
So the engine is on right now, right?
Yep, the engine is on.
So when you go by yourself, do you turn it off once
No, because we're too heavy to soar like a hang glider. But it's a good question. They have a very small version of this with a tiny, tiny engine called a soaring trike. And it's a cross between a true hang glider and a powered hang glider. Let's get one more photo right here. Now, put your right hand on the inside, and we're going to push away from the right and bring our weight over to the left. So during this flight, for you and I to control our direction, we're simply going to move our weight left or right.
So it's a little bit also like sailing in a sense.
Very much like sailing. And to level out the wing, I'm going to push away from the left.
Okay.
And just kind of level the wing out.
So how much does this weigh?